or volume. Total volume equals to number of moles times volume. And same goes with the internal energy. Okay? So, sample problem tayo. So, this problem is for energy lang. Okay? So, hindi ko na babasahin yung problem, napakahaba. So, basahin ko na lang yung yung thought. So, yung lake daw is may difference na elevation na 100 meters from Lake Erie to Lake Ontario. So, dun sa falls, may nakaka-generate sila ng 2,300,000 kilowatts at a maximum water flow na given na 3.1 million kilograms per second. So, alam naman natin na ang mass ng water is about 1 kilogram. So, yan lang yon. Yan yung thought. Okay? We have the difference ng location, 100 meter. We have the power, 2.3. And we have the mass flow rate of 3.1. So, what is the potential energy of the water flowing out of the lake relative to the surface of the Ontario? At the peak capacity, what fraction of this potential energy is converted to the electrical energy? And if the temperature of the water is unchanged in the overall process, how much heat flows to or from it? Okay, so solve natin. Okay. So we have mass equals 1 kilogram, sorry. The difference is, or the Z is 100 meter. So the required, ito ay naka-video na, the required is potential energy. Wait lang, hindi ko kayo makita. React lang kayo kung hindi nyo nasusundan ha. I mean, kung nagsistop yung video. So, for the formula, yan, formula, we have PE equals mgz. So, you just substitute kung ano man yung given. So, solution. So, we have PE equals mgz equals 1. Hindi pa, yan ay G. G yan. G is 9.81 meter per second square. That's G. So, M, 1 kilograms times G, 9.81 meter per second square times Z na 100. So, we will have, you try to compute in your calculator. Try to compute. So, magiging sagot dyan ay 981 meter joule or meter squared per second squared kilogram or equivalent to joule. Okay? So, next naman, hanapin naman daw natin yung hanapin natin yung energy fraction. So, required natin is fraction ba yun? Fraction. This is fraction of the potential energy that is converted to electrical energy. So, the required is the fraction between the potential energy and the electrical energy. So, we will try to get muna yung fraction. So, fraction ng potential energy to electrical energy. So, i-convert muna natin yung electrical energy to joule. Ano ba? Yeah. We will get the electrical energy. Alam ko to is power times mass. Kilowatt. Saan na yun? Nagets ito? So this is, ang formula na ginamit dito is electrical energy. Dapat ang electrical energy is power times mass. Kaso, wala tayong given na mass. So, ang ginamit na lang dito ay mass flow rate. Okay? So, yan. Times mo na 1 kilogram, i-convert mo ulit sa joule. So, makakakuha ka ng joule lang. Ano po yung formula? Okay, so for the fraction that is converted, we have the electrical energy over the potential energy. So, we have 0.76 fraction. Okay? So, for the next problem, letter C. For letter C, we will find the heat flows to or from the system. So, nasa na kayo? Hinahanap yung Q. Okay, Q. So, for the solution, since the temperature is constant, we can say that delta U is 0. Okay, kasi wala ka namang pumapasok sa loob. Okay? Na energy. So, kaya we can say that delta U is 0. So, for the delta energy of the system, this is the general formula. Okay? General formula. Delta U plus delta delta U plus delta kinetic energy plus delta PE is equivalent to Q plus W. Di ba yung Bosco, itong nasa nag yan. Ito, di ba ito yung energy, tandaan nyo sa lecture 1, energy is equivalent to delta U plus delta KE plus delta PE. Tandaan nyo yan. Energy. Total energy. So, di ba, didiscuss natin ang energy din ng system or the surroundings, maalin is equivalent sa work, sa heat plus work. Depende lang yon sa sign convention kung siya is done by the system, yung heat or yung work, or done on the system. So, yun. Okay? So, we can relate these two. Ito, tatandaan nyo din to yung relationship nitong 5 variables na ito sa isa't isa. Kasi minsan, hinahanap nga yung Q. So, we can make this one 0, itong delta U and the delta KE kasi wala naman tayong kinetic energy. We have only the potential energy plus Q plus W. Since this is work done on the system, this is work done by the system. Kasi bakit by the system? Kasi 'di ba, yung water naman yung nagfo-flow. So siya yung gumagawa ng work. Okay? So we can say that this is negative. Balikan natin yung definition pag work. Meron naman kayo dyang lecture, 'di ba? Pag work is done by the system, yung W is negative. Tama? Done by the system. Done by the system. Negative yung work. Kaya ito ay negative. So, also, delta PE is negative. Okay? So, we can say, yan, sinulat ko lang, work is done by the system. Supposedly, dapat ipi-play lang yan eh. So, babalikan lang natin yung formula. Negative 981 joule equals Q plus negative 741.9 joule. Okay? So, Q is negative 10 kasi siya ay heat done by the system. Tama? Nagets? Kaya negative din siya. So, negative 239.1 joule. So, this is lost from the system. Okay? Kasi nag-release siya. Diba? Released. So, lost from the system. Naintindihan yung first example? Nagets po? So, ito naman is, ibibigay ko rin, i-upload ko din tong lecture na ito. So, don't worry. So, there's another problem. Ano yung problem na yon? So, consider a river flowing towards the lake an average velocity of 9 meter per second. This is the velocity and the rate of volumetric flow rate per 100 at the location of 20 meter above the lake. So, determine the total mechanical energy per unit mass of the river and calculate the maximum power generation of the river. So, yon, hindi given dyan yung mga formula ng mechanical energy, what is the formula for the power. So, I think I need to provide the formula din ng mga yon. Like, electrical energy. Sinearch ko lang din kasi sa internet yan. What is the formula for electrical energy? For the mechanical energy, verify ko din siya. So, para, in terms of, pag hinanapan kayo ng ganyang formula, edi, nagets nyo din. Wala kasi dyan sa lecture. Okay? So, we'll proceed. Okay? So, this is the given. We have the velocity of 9 meter per second square. We have the volumetric flow rate. Kaya siya V na meron dun sa taas. Yun kasi kadalasan na nakikita ko. Pag volumetric flow rate, 400 meter cube per second. And we have the height, which is 20 meters. So, what is the mechanical energy that is produced per unit mass of the river? So, eto, tandaan nyo na lang din, ibibigay ko rin naman to. Ang formula ng mechanical energy is equivalent sa potential energy plus kinetic energy. That's the mechanical energy formula. So, for the solution, alam naman natin, pagka PE, Z times H, G times H, ang KE naman ay kinetic energy is 1/2 V squared. So, 9.81, the value of the acceleration due to gravity times the height is 20 meters. Bakit ito ay walang mass? Mag-stop. Walang mass. Kasi ang binigay kasi dito is determine the total mechanical energy per unit mass of the river. So, kaya hindi na siya ginamitan ng mass. Okay? So, this is 9.81 times 20 is 196.2 meters squared per second squared plus 40.5 meters squared per second squared. So, ang value natin is 236.7 meters squared per second squared. Okay? We can say also that this is in joule per kilogram. Yan. So next, letter B. Calculate the maximum power generation of the river at that location. So for the formula of the power, yan. We have the formula of the power is power equals the total energy times the mass flow rate. Okay? Mass flow rate. Kaya M na may tuldok sa taas, mass flow rate. So, yung total energy, we are considering the mechanical energy as the total energy times natin ng mass flow rate. Paano ba natin gagawin yung mass flow rate? So, meron tayong volumetric flow rate. Okay? Times lang natin siya ng density para maging mass flow rate. Naintindihan? So, this is 400 meter cube per second square. Times na lang siya ng density niya. What is the density of water? So, 1,000 kilogram per meter cube. Kaya siya merong 1,000 kilogram per meter cube dito sa dulo. So, that's the density. Okay? So, we can get 94,680,000 joule per second or watts. So, we can also write it as 94.68 megawatts. Naintindihan? So, tandaan nyo yung formula ng mechanical energy, tandaan nyo yung formula ng power kapag ang given ay either mass flow rate or volumetric flow rate. So, kaya ito ay nakagarto is kinonvert lang yung mass flow rate to volumetric flow rate. Okay? Naintindihan po? Sige. Ito naman, ibibigay ko yung solution. Don't worry. Isa-isa naman natin. Inisa-isa ko naman dito kung paano siya isolve. So, next, equilibrium and thermodynamic state. Ito naman ay halos pahapyaman ko na rin sa lecture 1. So, pag equilibrium, absence of any tendency toward change on a macroscopic scale. Okay? So, this is equal. Walang change. So, state function do not depend on the past history of the substance nor on the means by which it reached a given state. The differential state function represents an infinitesimal change in its value. Integration of such differential result in a finite difference between of its values. Example, the differential volume is equivalent to V2 minus V1 equals delta V. Pagka naman internal energy, U2 minus U1 equal delta U. So, ito yung mga example ng mga state functions. Okay? So, para tong mga yung discuss ko sa inyo na may initial and final. Like, tawag dito. Gibbs, free energy, enthalpy, yan. Yun yung mga state functions. Okay? Yung pinag-difference yung state function at path functions, ito yung state functions. Nilagyan lang ng mga iba-ibang words, pero ito pa rin yun. Okay? Yung delta V, it has the differential. Okay? Natandaan nyo yung state function, may initial, may final. Pagka path function, this is the process. Na-remember nyo yun? Lecture 1. Okay, sige. So, ito lang yon. So, ito, again, path function. Account or energy changes that occur in the surroundings and depend on the nature of the process. So, the differential of the heat and work are not changed, but are infinitesimal amounts. When integrated, this differential gives not finite changes, but finite amounts. So, ang example nga ng mga path functions natin is work and heat. So, differential of Q is equivalent to Q. Differential of work is work. For a closed system undergoing the same change in state by several processes, experiment shows that the amounts of heat and work required differ for different processes. But the sum Q plus W is same for all processes. Okay. So, yan. Solve tayo ng isa. So, a gas is confined in a cylinder by a piston. The initial pressure of the gas is 7 bar, and the volume is 0.1 meter cube. The piston is held in place by latches. So for number one, for letter A, the whole apparatus is placed in a total vacuum. Okay? What is the energy change of the apparatus if the restraining latches are removed so that the gas suddenly expands to double its initial volume? The piston striking other latches at the end of the process. So, dito sa example number 1, sinabi na ang hinahanap is energy change. What is the energy change of the apparatus if the restraining latches are removed so the gas suddenly expands? So, piston striking mo. So, wala kasi ditong work na binigay. Okay, work na ginawa. So, no work is done during the process. So, wala siyang sinabi. So, because no force external to the system moves, okay, no external forces. So, within the system lang yung work. And no heat is transferred through the vacuum surroundings of the apparatus. So, walang work na ginawa, wala ding heat na ginawa. So we can say that there is no energy change or energy produced in the system. Okay, so the total energy of the system does not change. Okay, so to write it in a manner, so work is zero, no work is done by the system or on the system. Q, wala ding heat transfer. Delta U is wala din. So we can say that the total energy is zero. Okay? Next, letter B. The process described in A is repeated, but in air at 101.3 kilopascal rather than in vacuum. So may pressure change. What is the energy change of the apparatus? Assume the rate of heat exchange is low. So may binigay. Assume the rate of heat exchange is low compared with the rate at which the process occurs. So ang hinahanap dito is energy. So for the solution, gamitin natin yung setup kanina. Sabi yung setup kanina, kasi assume gas is inside the piston cylinder system, expanding to double its volume. Ito yung kaninang letter A, di ba? Sinabi double daw its volume. So we can relate that volume 2 is double daw ng volume 1. So i-times 2 lang natin yung volume 1 which is 0.1. Kaya meron tayong volume 2 is 0.2 meter cube. Okay? So double daw natin. So, meron tayong formula naman ng work. Di ko alam, ang alam ko next topic pa to i-discuss, pero we can have work na discuss natin sa lecture 1 is pressure times, iba pala yung na-discuss natin na work. Parang force times delta distance yun, diga? Yung difference in distance, yun yung work. Tama ba? Yun yung na-discuss natin. W equals F times distance. Yun yung work. So, dito, pagka naman ginamit natin is pressure at volume, we have the formula na ano yan? Ito yung delta U plus Q plus W. Internal energy. Okay? So, yan, ito. Kita nyo? W equals P dV. I-try nyo tingnan doon sa next slides, next lecture nyo. May makikita kayo doon ganong formula. Nakita nyo ba? Dito sa, asan ba yan? Doon sa computing work for reversible process, may makikita kayo doon work equals P dVt. Nakita nyo? Computing work yan. So, yan yung sasabi ko. Delta W equals negative P times dVt. So, yan lang yung ginamit. Okay? So, balik tayo sa pagsasolve. So, we have the difference in pressure or the V1, V2, and we have the pressure. So, we can calculate the work. Okay? Ino na muna yung work. So, we have W equals negative 101.3 Pascal times 0.2 minus 0.1. So, ang ginamit dito ay yung atmospheric pressure. Kasi yun yung second given na piston. Kasi ang ginamit natin dito is piston cylinder system. Ito ay pressure ng gas. Okay? Kaya ang ginamit ay 101. So, times lang natin, we can get negative 10.13 kilojoule. And Q is equivalent to 0 kasi ang sabi sa problem ay assume the rate of the heat exchange between the apparatus and something is low compared with the rate of its process. So, we can neglect Q here sa system since heat transfer between the surrounding is very slow. So, hindi na in-account yung Q or yung heat transfer dito sa process. Okay? So, we can say Q is 0. So, delta U plus Q plus W is 0 minus negative 10.13 kilojoule. So, we can say delta U equals negative 10.13 kilojoule. Okay? So, yan yung sagot sa letter B. So, meron na okay. So, wala na. End na ng presentation ko. So, yan yung part 1 ng lecture 3. So, exit na natin. Okay. Let's proceed sa lecture part 2. Yan. Okay, so kayo. Okay. So, this problem, ito ay i-solve ko na lang sa face-to-face meeting. Okay? So, when a system is taken from A to B, kasi kailangan dito ng drawing, merong cycle. Ito. Meron cycle to na drawing. So, next meeting ko na lang siya i-discuss. So, may path kasi dito process. So, next na tayo. So, the next topic is the reversible process. So, a process is reversible when its direction can be reversed at any point by an infinitesimal change in external conditions. Yield the minimum work required or maximum work output attainable from a specified process. For example, ito, extension of springs. So, nababalik yon. So, pero in terms of thermodynamics, we have, tatandaan nyo, slow adiabatic compression, expansion of gases, electrolysis, the frictionless motion of solids, slow isothermal compression, or expansion of gases. So, yan yung mga pwedeng mag-reverse back. So, a process in which the system naman is called irreversible, a process in which system and the surroundings do not return to the original conditions. Once the process is initiated, usually calculated by two-step procedure. To find the work of an irreversible process for the same change in the total volume needs efficiency, which relates the actual work to the reversible work. So example of this one is relative motion with friction, throttling, heat transfer, diffusion, electricity flow through a resistance. So yan yung mga kinds ng reversible process. Kasi pag reversible, ano siya, para din siyang cycle, babalik din siya sa original. Though hindi siya bumabalik sa original state niya, pero pwede niyang balikan yung process na nag-gone through na siya. So we can compare the reversible process and the reversible process. So, pag reversible, it's frictionless. Sinabi naman kanina. So, pagka irreversible, free or unstrained expansion. Next, pag reversible, transverse, a succession of equilibrium states. So, pagka irreversible, heat flow across a infinite temperature difference. Pag reversible is driven by forces whose imbalance is differential in magnitude. Pag irreversible, mixing of two gases and some chemical reactions. So, when reversed, pagka reversible, when reversed, like it traces its forward path and restores the initial state of the system and the surroundings. Pagka reversible, yields an amount of work less than that of the reversible process. So, ang best example siguro pag irreversible process, yung mixing of two gases. So, hindi mo na siya mababalik sa dati. Okay? So, pagka naman nga pinag-compare mo yung work done on the system, mas mataas yung nagagamit ng work kasi nga, nababalik mo pa siya. So, meron ka pang additional work pabalik. Unlike this one, isang straightforward lang. So, computing work for reversible process. So, the work of the compression or expansion of gas caused by the displacement of the piston. So, ito yan. The work equals negative P times volume. Okay, so displacement of piston in the cylinder is given by this formula. So if A, the system be no more than infinitesimal displaced from a state of internal equilibrium characterized by the uniformity of the temperature and the pressure, and also the system be no more than the infinitesimal displaced from the mechanical equilibrium with its surroundings, it is said to be mechanical reversible. So, yung piston is example of mechanical reversible process. So, you can memorize this formula for the mechanical reversible piston and cylinder setup. So, yung example sa next meeting ko na lang din i-discuss. Okay. So, proceed na tayo sa enthalpy. Ever na encounter nyo na ba yung enthalpy? Oh, saan subject? Saan subject? PChem? Okay. PChem. So, enthalpy, ito yung kilala nating H. So, H is a thermodynamic quantity equivalent to the total heat content of a system. It is extensive property. Okay? So, it's a state function also. Aside from extensive property, it's a state function. Kasi meron siyang initial and final also. May initial and final then. Expresses the sum of the internal energy, U, plus the product of the pressure and the volume. So, H equals U plus PV. So, it may also be expressed per unit mass as follows. So, ito yon. Ito yon pagka per unit mass. May parang apostrophe. So, pagka naman, we can say that the delta H is we can write H2 minus H1. So, kapag ka naman i-incorporate natin yung formula, delta H equals delta U plus delta PV. So, ito yung delta U, ito yung delta PV. Okay, P2, V2 minus V1, V1. So, but when the pressure remains constant throughout the system, okay, pagka constant daw yung pressure, wala ng delta P, walang P2, P1, so we can say delta H equals delta U plus P lang, P. Ang meron lang delta is yung volume. Okay, so you can write that as one formula sa enthalpy. Check ko lang yung okay. Formula. So next, for 1 mole of homogeneous fluid contained in a closed system, so delta U equals delta Q plus delta W. So we can say that yung work natin, meron tayong formula na PdV. Okay? So delta equals dQ minus PdV. So pwede ditong formula na ito. Okay? So for example, naman, at a constant volume V, we can say that delta U is equivalent to Q. Kasi wala ng constant volume. So, maneneglect ito. So, we can say that delta Q equals Q. Pag naman constant pressure change of a system, we can write delta Q equals delta U plus PdV equals delta U plus delta of U plus PV. Okay, this formula. Parang binaliktad lang siya nito. Okay. For our definition of enthalpy, H equals U plus PV, galing dito. Okay. So, at constant pressure, we can say delta H equals Q. Okay. Yes po. Yes po, Lance? Hello, Lance?
Ay, ma'am, sorry po, napindot lang.
Okay, sige. So, bilugan nyo, i-highlight nyo, you highlight on your lecture note. At constant volume, ito, agad. For 1 mole of, for closed system to, for closed system. For closed system, i-highlight nyo ito and ito. Okay? Para hindi na kayo malilito. So, yung example ay sa next meeting na lang ulit kasi para mas maintindihan nyo, makapagtanong kayo sa akin. Since hindi ko naman din to na-prepare itong calculation dito, so sa face-to-face na lang ko i-explain ito. So, phase rule. Ito naman ay na-discuss na natin. I-skip ko na ito. Volumetric properties of pure substances. Na-discuss ko na itong degree of freedom. So, skip ko na din yan. So, heat capacity. Ito yung discussed by Joule's. Joule experiment, yung specific heat or heat capacity, CP. So, heat capacity of a substance is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a given quantity of the substance by 1 degree Celsius. So, the constant volume heat capacity is delta U, CV equals the partial derivative of U over the partial derivative at constant volume. So, pagka constant volume, ang heat capacity ay the differential, the delta U equals CV dt or delta U equals Q equals the the derivative or the integral of T2, T1, CV times dt or CV delta T. Okay? So, ito yun. Q. Balikan natin yung kanina. Diba pagka constant volume, pag constant volume, delta U equals Q. Okay, balikan natin yan. At constant volume, delta U equals Q. Kaya dito, delta U equals Q. Kaya nagkaroon ng Q equals CV delta T. Naintindihan? Kung bakit nagkaroon ng Q? So, kaya meron tinatawag na Q. Ito, next natin. Constant pressure of heat capacity. So, ang delta H, kanina, binigyan natin is equivalent sa Q pagka constant pressure. So, the integral of T2, T1, Cp dt or Q equals Cp delta T. Okay? So, itong graph, next meeting ko na ito ipapaliwanag. Pero ito yung relationship ng heat capacity in terms of constant volume and constant pressure. Kaya tayo may Q equals Cv delta T, Q equals Cp delta T. Magkaiba ng heat capacity in terms of kung alin yung constant. Okay? At alam ko, ang Cp ng water nga is 4.184 joule per gram degree Celsius. Yun ang tanda. Okay, so medyo ano na to? Adiabatic and polytropic. Mag-stop na lang muna ako dito. Naintindihan ba? Concept lang yung i-discuss ko. Concept lang. Pinahapiwan ko lang yung concept. Pero pag nag-problem solving na tayo dito, siguro mas maintindihan niyo yung relationship nitong mga ito. Okay? So, adiabatic, next meeting ko na ito i-discuss. Adiabatic, palabot na din ako. Adiabatic process, polytropic process, yung relationship nito, and the summary of thermodynamic process ideal gases. Yan. So, may summation naman dito. Provided ba ito sa nyo? Sa inyong lecture note? Itong table na ito? Yan. So, regarding dito, kailangan yung saulahin to. Okay? Kasi para at least, hindi na kayo manghuhula pagka sinabing isotherm. Kasi talaga, promise, pagka nagbibigay ng process, pagka nagbibigay ng problem, kadalasan, binibigay kung ano yung, mention kung anong kind of process yun. Para ma-solve ninyo. Yeah. Search lang. So, ito, heat capacity, tapos na tayo dito. So, pag adiabatic, next discussion ko na to. Summary of thermodynamic, adiabatic. Gagamitin nyo to sa problem solving. Ito. Tinuro ko na to kanina. Mass flow rate. Mass flow rate, volumetric flow rate, MQM, na may dot sa taas. Open system. Continuity, mass balance. So, ito na yung last topic. Itong mass balance. General energy balance. Hindi naman medyo konti. Puro equation na kasi yung susunod. Puro equation na. So, mabobombard kayo ng mga equation. So, mag-stop na lang muna ako in terms of concept-wise. Dahil kung napansin nyo naman, puro equation na yung susunod. Okay? So, habang may time pa, i-discuss ko ng kaunti yung naiwan natin. Meron akong bibigyan ko naman kayo ng ng copy. Yan, ito. Kita ko na. Ito yung bibigay kong copy sa inyo sa next meeting. Binalikan ko lang ha. Ito yung bibigay kong copy sa inyo. Ito yung nakita ko po sa internet. And I think useful ito para sa inyo. Okay? Kasi dito, naka-compressed na. Kita? Jump na ako ha, from lecture 3 to lecture 2 kasi konting oras na lang naman, papahapayawan ko lang to. Okay? So, sa equation of, sa pagsosolve kasi po ng volumetric property, kasi pag hinahanap sa inyo yung volume, normally naman, volume mo hinahanap. What is the volume? So, you can relate, kapag ka-ideal gas law, you can use PV equals nRT. Alam naman natin yon. PV equals nRT. Pag ka-ideal gas, we will relate, hahanapin natin yung compressibility factor para mahanap natin yung PV equals RT. Ito. Okay? Ulitin ko, hahanapin yung compressibility factor kasi yung relationship niya sa volume. Because we have Z equals PV equals over RT. Intindihan. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo yung mga video, hinahanap muna yung Z, saka hinahanap yung volume. Kasi yun lang yung may relationship natin na in terms of real gases. So ito, meron tayong tatlong paraan para makuha yung compressibility factor. We have virial equation of state, cubic equation of state, and generalized correlation. Okay? So, pag virial equation of state, ito is mahaba, pero ang kinuha lang natin is dalawa. We have the 2-term and 3-term, or yung tatawag na second virial equation and third virial equation. So, ito yung formula kapag given yung B. Gets? Pag given yung B given yung B sa problem, ito na yung formula. Pag given naman yung B at C, so meron tayong third virial coefficient. So, ito yung formula. Okay? Naintindihan? Nagets? Ngayon, if in case hindi given yung B, hindi rin given yung C, pero hinahanap sa inyo yung volume at meron kayong sinabi na second virial equation, gagamit kayo ng Pitzer generalized correlation. Kaya meron kayong ganito. Okay? And meron kayong Pitzer third generalized correlation na ganito. So, kanina, ito yung gagamitin yung formula pagka second and third. Pagka naman wala kayong given na B at C, gagamit kayo ng Pitzer generalized correlation. So, ito na yung magiging bago yung formula. Naintindihan? So, yung B0 at WB1, tsaka yung C at C dyan, bibigay ko sa inyo next meeting yung additional formula. So, isusulat nyo na dito. So, pag binigyan ko kayo ng copy dito nyo isusulat yung lahat ng formulas na kailangan nyo sa pagsusolve ng volumetric properties. Okay? Naintindihan? Naintindihan yung virial equation of state kung paano kinukuha? Sino may itatanong, what is the second virial equation of state? Naintindihan po? Naintindihan? Okay. So, pag naman sinabi natin cubic equation of state, so, meron kayong apat na pwedeng isolve. with Van der Waals, Renlich-Kwang, Schwaber-Renlich-Kwang, at saka Peng Robinson. So, originally, meron ngayong Van der Waals equation. Yun naman talaga ang meron. Ngayon, in-improve lang ni Renlich-Kwang, Schwaber-Renlich-Kwang, at saka Peng Robinson, yung Van der Waals equation. Itong apat, may kanya-kanya yang formula. Okay? May kanya-kanya yung formula. Ngayon, paano mag-solve ng problem in terms of dito? Sasabihin naman sa inyo sa problem kung kanino approach yung gagamitin nyo. Okay? Kung mapapansin niyo yung lecture 2 nyo, meron dong generic cubic equation of state. Diba? May generic cubic of state doon. Pakita ko na lang din sa inyo yun. Ito yan. Generic cubic equation of state. So ito, kadalasan ito yun din yung ginagamit. Okay? So ito yung mga variables. Next meeting ko na papakita itong mga variables na ito. So, the rest naman is makikita, ibibigay ko naman sa inyo yung mga equivalent. So, yan. Tapos, minsan, ang hinahanap sa problem ay find the volume of a saturated vapor and saturated liquid. Very specific siya. Hindi siya gumamit ng N-butane. Kasi, di ba, meron tayong problem dyan na, what is the molar volume of the N-butane? Okay? So, minsan, N-butane at saturated liquid, saturated vapor. So, ito yung gagamitin nyo. Pag saturated vapor, ito yung formula ng Z. And pag saturated liquid, ito yung formula ng liquid. So, ginamit ko to doon sa pag-solve ng problem sa lecture 2. Napanood nyo ba yan? Inuulit ko lang para at least nalilinaw ko yung mga questions nyo doon. Nakita nyo yan? Nakita nyo po yan? Napanood nyo ba yung lecture 2? Nakita nyo yung problem na yan? Nakita niyo yung problem ng N-butane and other problem regarding sa cubic equation of state. Iba kasi yung approach na ginawa. Hindi naman iba. For example, ito, yung N-butane at 350 Kelvin, hinahanap yung saturated vapor at saturated liquid. Ang ginamit dyan ay ito. Pag saturated vapor, ito yung ginamit. Pag saturated liquid, ito yung ginamit. Then, ang approach yan ay Renlich-Kwang equation. So, meron kayong constant na makukuha gamit dun sa table na equation of state. Table 3.1, may relationship kayo na makukuha, parameter assignment. So, yun lang yung gagamitin nyo para ma-solve yung mga coefficients nandito. Direct substitution yun. Basta alam nyo lang kung aling equation yung gagamitin nyo. Okay? Tapos, yung PR at TR, temperature, yung reduced property kasi yon, reduced property ng system. So, as general rule naman, we can relate the critical temperature and critical pressure to the actual. So, we can say that reduced property is equivalent to the actual over the critical property. So, next meeting, i-discuss ko na lang din yon sa inyo para mas maintindihan nyo. Mahirap kasi mag-discuss ng formula na
online. Hindi ko nakikita yung mga reactions nyo. If naintindihan nyo ba yung problem. Naintindihan nyo yung equation. So, kung hindi nyo napanood yung aking video, hindi ko alam paano nyo mas maaaral yung lecture 2. Papahapiwan ko na lang to. So, sa Saturday, bibigyan ko kayo ng practice problem ulit regarding sa lecture 2. Okay? Lecture 2, practice. Yung bang lecture 1 na practice problem na sagutan nyo? Lecture 1 na practice problem na sagutan? Sige. Sabi ko sa inyo, i-feed yung mga problem sa inyo, ma-practice kayo ng ma-practice para mahasa kayo ng mahasa. Pero kung hindi nyo sinasagutan yan at hindi nyo sinasolve at hindi nyo inaaral yung mga practice problem, kasi yun lang naman nalalabas sa exam. Nagagawa na kami ng midterm exam ni Ma'am Ira. So, yung dalawang ibibigay kong exam kay Ma'am Ira, yun ay kukuha ako ng kalokalike na ibibigay ko sa inyo, na ipapasolve ko para pagdating ng midterm, masagutan ninyo. Iibahin ko lang yung situation, yung mga variables, pero yun din yung ibibigay ko. Pero pag hindi ka nagsasolve ng practice problem, pero hindi ko naman sasabihin sa inyo na yun yung magiging midterm. Kailangan yung aralin yung mga problem sets na binibigay ko sa inyo. Yun lang yung aralin nyo kasi doon lang ako kukuha ng magiging exam. Okay? Huwag nyo nang guluhin ang utak nyo sa mga resources na nakikita nyo sa internet. Kung ano lang yung pinifeed ko sa inyo, yun lang yung aralin nyo. Aside, more especially doon sa problem solving. So, usapan natin sa Saturday, didiscuss ko yung the rest ng lecture 3, problem solving na hindi ko na-solve, plus problem set regarding lecture 2. Okay? Problem set siya in terms of practice problem. Okay? So, bibigyan ko ng mga exercises, problems regarding lecture 2 and lecture 1. So, hindi pa ako magbibigay ng quiz. Baka ang quiz ko ay sa next odd meeting natin. Yung parating na March 9. Baka doon pa ako magpa-quiz, March 9. So, target ko munang matapos ang lecture 3. Please, sana matapos natin ang lecture 3 and lecture 4. Ang lecture 4 ay hit effect. So, yun naman ay mga specific hit yun. So, sag-up talaga kayo ng formula, promise. So, nakita ko ng mga maghahanap ako ng mga list ng formulas para ma-provide sa inyo. Para doon, ilagay nyo sa index card, ha? Ilagay nyo sa index card. Kopyahin nyo ito, ilagay nyo sa index card. Tapos ulihin nyo. Yun lang yung strategy, mag-index card kayo. Index card, sulat nyo yung equation, sulat nyo yung hindi sa Paris, ha? Pero, I don't know if meron dito sa Paris. Hindi ko alam. Hindi ko sure. You can check. Pero ako, mas gusto ko isulat nyo sa index card, sa uluhin ninyo. Kasi provided naman yung lahat ng table. Lahat ng tables na kailangan nyo para masolve itong mga problems na ito. So, kailangan nyo lang sa ulihin yung formula. Please do memorize the formula, ha? So, I think tapos na ako sa pag-solve ng lahat sa lecture 2. Ang kulang ka na lang is paano siya i-simplify yung mga formulas na ginamit ko. Kasi sa lecture-wise, nakita ko yung lecture, magulo. Rumbled, promise. Tapos, may mga corrections akong isasabihin doon sa corrections doon sa lecture. Siguro typo lang naman ito. Pero ako kasi yung iba yung atake ko sa discussion, kaya nasabi ko na rumbled. So, iba yung atake ko sa in terms of pero ang sinusunod kong flow ay dun sa lecture para hindi kayo malito. Pero sa pag-solve ng problem at sa pagbibigay ng formula, iba yung strategy ko. So, kayo, depende sa inyo kung alin yung susundin nyo. Kung nakabase kayo sa lecture o yung sa i-formulate ko sa inyo na process or pattern na to. Okay? So much for that. And sana may natutunan kayo for today. Regarding naman sa topic natin, I think we are halfway done ng lecture 2. Lecture 3, halfway done na tayo. Ang utang ko na lang is yung mga problem. Okay? So, if hindi ko naman matapos yung problem, sabi ko sa inyo, gagawa ako ng video na pag-solve ng mga problems para may maaral kayo. Okay? Kasi mahaba ang pag-discuss ng problem. Masyadong para mababalikan nyo din yung discussion ng problem. Hindi yung basta sumusulpot yung mga numbers. Okay? So, thank you for attending and have a nice day pa din kahit gabi na. So, happy dinner and see you on Saturday. We have face-to-face sa Saturday ha. Face-to-face March 2. Okay? Around room 403, 12 noon. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.